games for the title. 30-second shot clock on the players with 1 extension per rack, and a format change from last year on the tour. This will be alternating break. We'll get into that as the match progresses, and it will be cue ball fouls only. So Allison pushes. Jeanette with the option to take the shot or give it back, Dawn, and
right,
she's
really
looking like she's going to take it.
The only thing I can see her doing is putting the 1 over in this area and the cue ball in this area. You just have to watch out for the scratch. It's a very touchy shot. Or that. Okay.
Touchy or not?
Touchy or not. That's an opening statement.
I guess so. And a very, very difficult shot.
Well, plus, running into those balls, you take a big chance because there's a lot of balls that will be moving around.
Takes care of 2 of them, and then the 2. So 2 strokes, 3 balls gone.
Boy, she's on fire right from the beginning. She's got the 3 ball straight in. The 4 is right there in the side pocket. Right here, she needs to make sure she gets position for the 5. That's right behind the 6 there.
And that's got to make Jeanette very, very confident right off the bat here. Checking where she wants to play that cue ball. Where the 5's going to go. This was big to make that opening shot after a push out. Jeanette originally from New York, now living in Indianapolis, Indiana, with her husband George. Breedlove, great player. Himself, I'm sure he's happy. Jeanette's here in the finals.
If Jeanette can get out in this rack, it's really going to put a lot of pressure on Allison.
Well, I mentioned about the alternating break format. One of the things that we found this week in this event is you really have to try to hold your break. You got to try to stay at the table when you have the opportunity. And when you can get a game on the other player's break, always a big, just very, very big. And in terms of confidence and momentum, it definitely affects that. Both of these players, great veteran players. I don't believe either of them is going to get too rattled one way or the other. So it's going to be about playing the kind of shot you need to play. Now there, the cue ball came a little far, Dawn. I'm sure she'd like to have that a little straighter in, but this would be for a 1-rack lead. No problem for Jeanette Lee. So after a push out by Allison Fisher, Jeanette Lee says, thank you very much, I will take it, and a 1-rack lead here in Tunica. After a dominating 2002 season on the WPBA Classic Tour and Player of the Year honors, Allison Fisher has picked up right where she left off last year, moving through undefeated into the winner's final in this year's first event on the Classic Tour. I wondered if that was at all surprising to Allison after a couple months layoff.
No, I'm really looking forward to getting back into the season, and this is a great start for me coming into this event. So I just hope I continue throughout the year performing consistently and winning tournaments.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Samstown Hotel and Casino in Tunica, Mississippi. Mitch Lawrence and Dawn Hopkins. There's a lot of excitement in the air, a lot of great feeling about this match between Allison and Jeanette, 2 of the world's greatest players and have been for a while, going at it in the first event of the 2003 WPBA Classic Tour season. Dawn.
Yes, they've both been playing fantastic this tournament, and I can't wait to see what happens here. I have a feeling this is going to be really close. Well,
we talked a little bit about it in the opening rack. Both of these players very used to the pressure, the lights, the possible intimidation factor of playing in the finals. Both of them love the atmosphere. They love tournament play, and they love a chance to take a title, especially the opening title this year, which is going to make a statement for Allison after Player of the Year last year and a fabulous year in 2002. She is just on a continual roll, as she seems to be. And for Jeanette, who didn't have a title last year.
Wow.
Look at that break.
Beautiful
for
break.
Jeanette, it would be big to win this too, Dawn.
Not a lot of payoff, I don't think, because I don't believe she can see the 2 ball, but she made a great break. 3 balls on the break. Wow. And controlled the cue ball. That's really big. It's testy here because if she's going to go for it, she's going to have to jack up her cue stick and maybe masse around the 3 ball a little bit. Not an easy shot.
Yes.
It's probably 50% chance of making this shot.
Takes her extension.
Oh, beautiful. That is wonderful.
And where's the cue ball going to wind up? That's the question.
Well, it's in a good spot. She can play the 3 in the side and let the cue ball drift down for the 4.
One of the things about having a break like that, if she would have missed that shot on the 2, you've cleared the table of 3 balls on the break for your opponent. So that was big that Allison made that and stays at the table.
And it was pretty brave of her to do that, because that's a hard shot. There's a good angle on the 4 ball. She's going to get the bridge, which she's very familiar with. Just imagine this table being 3 feet longer. That's what she was used to playing on in England.
Incredible for me to think about that. 3 feet more. So beautifully done. Both players with a little bit of an opening statement. Jeanette answered in rack number 1 by making a very difficult shot after a push out on the 1. And then Allison comes back and has a big break. Very creative and strong shot after the break. And if she were to get the rest of this, both players have made their opening statement.
Right. This is all about ball speed here. And it looks like she's got that under control already. I mean, right off the bat. Look at her chin.
There is nothing that this woman cannot do in terms of cue sports. This is a true genius with a cue stick. I believe, Allison Fisher. She shows you why. 1 rack apiece now, Allison Fisher and Jeanette Lee here in Tunica, Mississippi. Race to 7 for the title.
Game 2 goes to Miss Fisher for tie 1-all.
The Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic is brought to you by Brunswick Billiards. Since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship preferred by experts around the world. By the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league. And by the WPBA. Enter the world of women's professional pool. Visit WPBA.com.
He offered integrity, honesty, and a healthy supply of common sense. Abe Lincoln, a Brunswick table owner. Brunswick, craftsmanship that's built on those authentic American values. He was the genuine article, the bull moose, and he never did anything halfway. Teddy Roosevelt, a Brunswick table owner. Brunswick, craftsmanship that's built on those authentic American values.
From the director of Training Day and the studio that brought you Black Hawk Down, Tears of the Sun on DVD, loaded with special features. Bruce Willis. Hold the line! Tears of the Sun. Buy it June 10th on special edition DVD. For the first time on deluxe edition DVD, Black Hawk Down. Let's go! Experience the heroic true story. 3 discs loaded with over 3 hours of never-before-seen features. Black Hawk Down. Buy it now on deluxe edition DVD.
Nothing gets your day going like the invigorating scent of Zest Energy Rush. But it will wake you up. So please, be considerate. Start with Zest. Get refreshed.
Isn't it time someone gave the classic Caesar salad a good kick? With spicy pieces of grilled chicken filet, seasoned corn and black beans, and a Southwest Caesar dressing. Introducing Wendy's new Southwest Chicken Caesar. It's the kick Caesar's been missing.
The Spanish Armada has made its annual invasion of Roland Garros. Juan Carlos Ferrero leads the charge, while Tommy Robredo takes on defending champ Albert Costa. The French Open, 8 a.m. on ESPN2 and noon on ESPN tomorrow.
You're watching the Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic. Due to time constraints, we'll move ahead in the match. And there you see 2 of tournament director Steve Tipton's prides and joys. On the left, his wife, Pat, and his beautiful 5-year-old daughter, Sarah. She's been giving everybody a laugh and a lot of smiles this week here in Tunica. There you go. Trust me, once the match starts, she'll take that off and watch, just like everybody else here. It's so funny. Okay, Allison Fisher at the table, the Duchess of Doom. She's got a 1-rack lead, 2-1 over Jeanette Lee. It's the finals. The Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic. Tremendous event to start off the year in the 2003 WPBA Classic Tour season. And another solid break by Allison Fisher, Don.
She's breaking wonderful. She didn't get a shot on the 2. The 9 is in the middle between the cue ball and the 2. So whether or not she thinks that she could kick at this 2 ball in a way to leave Jeanette safe or to make another push. But it's a little bit scary now because she gave Jeanette that one push that she thought was good, and Jeanette ended up making the ball and running
It's
out.
true.
So it's a little bit scary to give the opponent the table back in that situation.
Yes.
Well, Jeanette's down 2-1. She played a brilliant first rack after that push out, as you mentioned. And Allison broke and ran out, and then the only thing Jeanette did in the third rack was to play a safety on the 1.
Yeah, and this is a tough safety kick, too. It's a tough push situation. It's just really a bad spot to be in. Because the 2 ball was so close to the pocket, it was really hard. See, now Jeanette, I don't think that Jeanette has a pocket because we have the 3 in the way up here to go in the corner, and I don't believe she can see it in the side. So I'm looking for Jeanette to put the 2 ball in this area and leave the cue ball back here. She's in a
taking
much
a good look at it.
yeah, but she's in a much better situation than Allison was.
Extension.
Yes.
Former #1 ranked player in the world, Jeanette Lee, 1994 National and U.S. Open champion and Player of the Year that year. Burst onto the scene after being completely unknown in 1992 and has maintained a tremendous record since that time. Very consistent player. Fun to watch, both of them. They've done so much for the game. And as you said, Dawn, she'll leave that cue ball down at that end of the table.
Gracious.
She said, goodness
Yeah.
gracious. It's still a tough shot for Allison.
Yes, it is. Allison can see the 2 in this corner, but look at the cue ball on the rail. Very hard. What'd she say? So if she feels comfortable, she can just fire it in and let the cue ball come around the table, because she's got to get back around this cluster of balls for the 3. Got to get out from under those balls. And she did. She just snuck by.
I'll tell you, one of the things about Allison's play over the years that I marvel at, we were talking about her technique and her routine and everything, but the foundation of her stroke, her legs and the way she sets up to the ball looks so rock solid steady to me that I'm amazed when she misses a ball, even though it might be a really tough shot.
Yep. I remember one time she said that even if when she's down in the ball, if she didn't feel like she's in line, if she does everything beforehand, she just has to trust that preparation. She just has to trust it and go ahead and make the shot. And most of the time, it'll work for her.
Well, I don't think anybody expected when she first came over here that the result of her play would be what it has been. But it has been, for most of the time, until Karen Corr came over, pretty much almost total dominance. Jeanette won a number of events the first few years after. Other players have won, but it's been Allison Fisher who's brought the sport, I think, to a different level. There are a lot of players down at that level, but she is, they're chasing her too. This has been a great event. For those of you who might have missed the other matches leading up to this one, we saw Kim Shaw, another snooker player, who lost to Jeanette in the opening semifinal. She's going to be a great player. It's brought a whole influx of players from all over the world, America too.
That's right.
To the WPBA Classic Tour, and you know that. And
it's more of a world tour,
right,
really.
Right, it is. But Allison herself had 64 tournament top 5 consecutive finishes. 64 of them. And when that streak stopped, her answer to that was the last 16 of 17 events to finish in the top 3.
I wonder if in any sport anybody has ever
I don't think
done
so.
that.
I don't think that record, I mean, certainly would take some research. I'd have to find out, but I can't imagine anybody doing the kind of thing that she's been doing among the best players in the world. This isn't like she's playing against me. Which it wouldn't
Well,
be
even
that
I
great
could
a
get that
streak.
record
All right,
against
all
you.
right, all right. Beautiful work by Allison Fisher. And as I said, both players have really done a good job. It's just that Allison has had a little bit more chance to make things work out. Jeanette played another good safety, and Allison made a great shot to get to the rest of this rack. She leads by 2 racks here in Mississippi.
Want to break into a better game? Ready to get private lessons from the best? Want all this for an incredible deal? Then you're ready for Billiards Digest. Every month, Billiards Digest offers tips from the pros that you can't get anywhere else. That's 12 months for only $30. But we're not done. Act now and you'll receive an instructional video from the master himself, Robert Byrne. A $30 value, absolutely free. Call 1-888-313-POOL today and receive your free video and 12 months of Billiards Digest, all for only $30. It's what takes your game to the next level. Call today.
When I totally lose control, I like it. You sure you're okay? I've never felt better. PG-13.
Log on to ESPN.com and enter the amazing Hometown Highlight Challenge.
That is way in there, man.
Don't worry about it. I got it. Your serve.
Nice.
11-17.
ESPN presents Stadium Anthems, a rocking collection of sports' greatest songs. In stores now.
Y'all ready for this?
What do I do if I want to come down?
I can move your legs like a duck.
You're always ready for your next vacation. So here's how you can get there faster. The Gold Delta Sky Miles credit card from American Express. Call 1-800-AXP-8600 to apply.
Honey, take a picture!
It's the card that gives you double miles at supermarkets, gas stations, and lots of other places you shop every day. So the miles can build up fast.
It's beautiful!
And if you call now, we'll give you 10,000 bonus miles the first time you use your card. That's almost half a free ticket right there. So call 1-800-AXP-8600 to get double miles plus 10,000 bonus miles.
This is so cool.
The Gold Delta Sky Miles credit card. Your next vacation is closer than you think. 10,000 miles closer if you call now.
We'll now move ahead in the match due to time constraints. You're watching the Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic. Here in Tunica, Mississippi at Samstown Hotel and Casino, you see part of the great crowd that's been here all week. We want to thank the American Pool Players Association, presenting sponsor of the Delta Classic. A lot of these people APA members. They help out all week. They volunteer. We certainly appreciate it on tour. Big pool fans. And Allison Fisher right now needs to get back what she just gave up. She's still ahead by a rack, 3-2 in a race to 7. This is for the title. It's the finals. 2 more balls on the break, Dawn.
That was a nice break. That was really nice. 2 balls on the rail. It makes it a little harder. But she can see the 2 to make it, and there is a little bit of an angle. Here's the 3. So if Allison just rolls the cue ball up after she makes the 2, she could probably play the 3 in the side pocket.
That takes some touch right there.
Oh, yeah.
You watch the cue ball roll toward the pocket.
And she just scratched on her last
Exactly.
shot, so I'm sure that was in her mind. Okay, again,
Well,
she's in the pocket. She's going to have to roll the cue ball up again. Maybe draw it and play the 4 up in the corner. Sometimes if you put a little bit of draw on, you can shoot it harder and makes you feel a little better. Or roll it up. See if you can put a little bit of a stroke on it. It's much better than slow rolling. Here's a little
This is gonna
funny
be
angle.
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, because she wants to play the 4 up in this corner. But the cue ball's angle is coming this way towards the side pocket, and she needs to get back across the table over here. So she can't really punch the cue ball off the rail since the pocket's there. So I think she's going to have to draw it back and just take a harder shot on the 5, unless she can draw the cue ball around the table. And she's going to take a harder shot on the 5. Sometimes you just have to do that.
It's the game.
Now she's got the 5 here, and ideally you want to bring the cue ball back over here. But again, this side pocket is into play, so she may choose to roll it up. It just depends on how she feels about the shot. Look at how perfectly she played that. There was not a big window to come in between the 6 and that side pocket.
Not a concern. When I see the technique from the side, and as I said before, when you see, what I like about Allison's technique also is that stop at the back of the backstroke. It seems like it's just go. From there, it's just ready and go.
Well, she said that she feels like she can keep her eye on the object ball longer if she has that
When she
hesitation.
pauses, yep. Whatever it's done, it has allowed her, ooh boy. I was going to say it's allowed her to take care of this rack, but this is by no means done.
No, it's a little bit slow in the speed. Another foot would have been nice.
What great players do. Faced with a challenge, they answer. Break and run out for Allison Fisher in rack 6. She gets back to a 2-rack lead, but Jeanette has the break.
Fisher leads 4 games to 2. It's going to race to 7.
American Pool Players Association, America's official and largest amateur pool organization, offers the fun and excitement of weekly league play right in your own backyard. With both 8-ball and 9-ball, the APA lets you pick your favorite game. With our unique handicapping system, everyone can play and anyone can win. So step up and take your shot with the APA. For more information, log on to our website at poolplayers.com.
You ready, my man?
I was born ready.
Hey, Rick, sure is getting close to lunchtime, huh?
It sure is, Jim.
Any ideas?
Well, Subway's got something delicious, like the new Chipotle Southwest Steak and Cheese. Sliced steak topped with melted cheese and a new Chipotle sauce for an added spicy kick. Served hot on fresh baked gourmet bread. You know, I can go for one right now.
Yeah. Whoa. Excellent work, my friend.
Yeah.
Subway, eat fresh!
It's in your DNA. A genetic advantage. Something unique. Something inside that lets you leave the rest behind. Fun, huh? The all-car, all-truck, all-wheel drive Subaru Baja. Subaru, driven by what's inside. Me.
See your local Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 0% APR.
More clear, less bling. The top 8 teams in college baseball head to Omaha for a shot at the national championship. The 2003 College World Series, June 13th through 23rd on ESPN and ESPN2. The Spanish Armada has made its annual invasion of Roland Garros. Juan Carlos Ferrero leads the charge, while Tommy Robredo takes on defending champ Albert Costa. The French Open, 8 a.m. on ESPN2 and noon on ESPN tomorrow.
And now let's take a look at some of our other top finishers, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league. In 7th, 8th position, Gerda Hofstetter, currently ranked 5th in the world. Though 7th, 8th wasn't a great finish for her, she had reason to be pleased.
I'm not thrilled about having finished 7th, but I was 8-4 down against our #1 player, and I managed a really nice comeback, and that makes me very optimistic for the rest of the year.
Our 9th through 12th place finishers sees another new name to a lot of you, Megan Meinrich, ranked 23rd in the world with her best finish on tour. Tunica, Mississippi, Samstown Hotel and Casino, the site, the Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic in progress. And this will be the last match of the Classic. This is the finals. One of these two players will be your champion in the inaugural event of the 2003 WPBA Classic Tour season. Mitch Lawrence and Dawn Hopkins. Jeanette Lee at the table. Down 2-4 in this race to 7.
Well, how important do you think it is for her to get a shot right here?
It is, and that 3 just rolled and rolled and rolled.
Golly, can't get a shot after the break. Please.
She hasn't once, right?
This has been tough. The last 2 times that she's had the break in rack 3 and rack 5, she had to play a safety on the 1. And in rack 1, she had the break and didn't make anything on the break, so.
See, and I can't see her kicking at this ball. She may go for it. Knowing Jeanette, she may go for it, though. She could stick the cue ball behind the 7 if she has the right angle. Oh, man. She needs a shot after that.
How's that?
After that shot, she should get a shot.
I think this is worth another look, don't you?
Wow. Wow, in position and everything.
Boy.
I'm really glad that she got a shot after that, because she really deserved it.
But this is kind of what happens, too. And what I like about that play is down 2-4. It's your break. You want to stay at the table. Jeanette is an offensive-minded player. We talk about this, not that she won't play safeties, because she can.
Right.
But she likes the chance to get up there and make a shot.
I'll tell you,
if I it off, it's great.
If I were to tell you a percentage of people that would do that shot in that position,
it would be slim?
Very slim. About as slim as she is.
She's shaking her head here again.
Well, the 4 ball, I don't know if it's got a pocket on both sides of that 9 or not. It does look like it'll go over here in this pocket. But whether or not it'll go in the other pocket, I don't know, over here. So the angle of the cue ball is this way.
Good shot there, and really took her time on that shot, man.
Very good touch.
She got down, yeah, very, very.
I think that's what she was worried about, is the scratch in the side. So now the 5 ball is down in the bottom rail, and she's dead straight. She's going to have to plow through the 9. If it touches the 9 at all, she's going to have to plow right through it.
Nice shot.
Big cut. This is kind of the shot that Allison had, except Allison had to use the bridge. Watch out for the cue ball. She didn't hold it quite enough. So now an extreme cut on the 7 ball with the 8 down at this end.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's not getting easier.
Well, she was afraid of scratching. I mean, she thought, I'm sure for a second, that ball was scratching too. So she'll take this shot compared to what she thought was going to happen. She's whimpering out there right now.
Well, they're just getting, every shot is getting harder. Just going to spin the cue ball back down. What a great shot.
That is a great shot.
Yes.
That is a great shot right there.
What a great out this has been.
A huge answer by Jeanette Lee in that rack. After Allison Fisher breaks and runs out in rack 6, so does Jeanette in rack 7. 3-4 now. Jeanette Lee and Allison Fisher here in Mississippi. Allison Fisher with the break.
Without a Classic Tour title for the last couple of years, I wondered if Jeanette felt any pressure to get back into the winner's circle on the Classic Tour.
I wouldn't say added pressure. I'm very, very competitive, and I just want to beat these women. You know, that's all there is to it. And so when you go in there, basically it's a matter of attitude. I think I've got to want to win more than I'm afraid to lose. And if you focus on just the desire to win and the passion, the excitement of being out here in front of all these people, the rest, I think, will handle itself.
Wow, nice save.
Thanks. Learned it in Pool and Billiard magazine.
Really? Oh, so how do I subscribe?
Easy. Call them.
Nice shot. Yeah, I don't suppose you have their number.
It's 888 Pool Mag.
How much?
$34.95 a year. It comes out every month. Rack 'em.
Can you hold on? I really got to make just one quick phone call.
You know what's the biggest problem advertising the refreshing taste of 7-Up? Getting people to sit still for your commercials. Come on. Breathe. Well, problem solved. Here you go, sir. Enjoy yourself. I'm just making sure you watch the whole thing. Pay attention. Here you go. Can't have it.
Pay bills online free. With free checking from Bank of America. Higher standards.
The world's best gather at Olympia Fields to try and make their mark in a major and take down the Tiger. The 2003 U.S. Open, miss a hole and miss history. Live coverage begins Thursday, June 12th at 11 Eastern on ESPN.
The Spanish Armada has made its annual invasion of Roland Garros. Juan Carlos Ferrero leads the charge, while Tommy Robredo takes on defending champ Albert Costa. The French Open, 8 a.m. on ESPN2 and noon on ESPN tomorrow.
You're watching the Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic. Due to time constraints, we'll move ahead in the match. A very, very appreciative crowd here in Tunica, Mississippi, Samstown Hotel and Casino, and they appreciate seeing the number 2 ranked Allison Fisher and 4 ranked Jeanette Lee fighting it out here to see who's going to be the champion of the Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic. And then mentioning Brunswick Billiards, we want to thank them once again for the beautiful Gibson table. That's breaking on now. Fabulous table, great to look at, great to play. And a good break by Jeanette. Dawn, let's see if she gets rewarded.
Well, she made the 1 ball. Here's the 2 right here, and the 3 is over here. So if Jeanette can pocket the 2 ball here and keep the cue ball in this area, that'll be a really good start to the game.
Tied at 4 racks apiece in a race to 7.
Jumping up on my shot.
I was just going to say the same thing, Jeanette. That's the first time that I've seen her do that, Dawn.
It is.
To get up that quickly on a shot.
She was just nervous about it. She knew how important it was. Now, the 2 ball is up against the back rail. The 5 and the 8 are hanging in this pocket here. So if she can work somehow to either bring the 2 ball over here and play the combination, or bring the cue ball over there, she'll be able to pocket a ball. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well,
she
wow.
just, you see it, she just looks stunned right there.
Well, you know why? Because she made the 8 ball, which is great, but the 2 is hiding behind the 5. Now, even if she can make the 2, what's going to happen with the 5? Steve's going to come out to watch the shot to make sure she makes a good hit, and she's going to have to be careful of the scratch.
No.
No.
Oh, big. Just big.
Yeah. That did not roll her way.
So Jeanette, after a really, really tentative kind of shot on the 2, as you heard her say, jumping up like that, gets another chance.
Now everything looks really good for Jeanette, because the 4 is right near the pocket. The 5 is at the other end of the table, so one thing she doesn't want to do is leave herself straight. Just make sure that she gets an angle, come off the back rail, bounce out a little bit. Isn't it amazing how a player can shoot that ball? Let's see, it's a 9-foot table, so they're at least going 12 feet and get perfect position.
Sometimes it just seems like magic, doesn't it?
I think it is. I think it is magic.
Boy, this is just so big. After being up 3-1, Allison scratched in rack 5 on the 6th ball, and from that point on, even though Allison did get another rack, it's been Jeanette who seems to have been the one who's taken that momentum and started to go back, and this would be for 3 racks in a row for Jeanette. After being down 1-3, she would be up 5-4. Just big. And there it is. 2 racks away from the title now is Jeanette Lee, but Allison has the break, down by a rack. We've had a fabulous week at Samstown Hotel and Casino. Great restaurants, championship golf, fabulous headliner entertainment. It's 26 miles south of Memphis, a definite fabulous destination. Allison Fisher on the left, Jeanette Lee on the right. Allison will have the break, and she needs to do something now. She needs to make some balls, stay at the table, and get this rack, or else Jeanette will be on the hill with the break. Here in the finals, Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic. We're in Tunica, Mississippi, about 45 minutes or so down the road from Memphis, Tennessee. Boy.
Oh, is she going to get a shot? She can see the 1. There's the 1 in the cue ball. Here's the 2. I don't think she's going to try to make the 1 because she could make the 1 on the side, but getting down there for the 2 is hard because the 8 is in the way. She could just stick the cue ball right behind the 8, play a safety, and hopefully get ball in hand. Just like that. Now, if she does get ball in hand, see the 2 and the 1 are together, so it's going to be easier to get from 1 to 2.
And this looks like a very, very tough shot for Jeanette to get to this 1.
Yeah, I don't believe that she can... Well, she could hit here and this way. Normally, a player would like to go around 3 rails. It's easier to judge because they know the diamond system a little bit. It just depends on whether she can get around that 8 to hit the rail.
Exactly. Jeanette just went,
I don't think she can.
I don't think she can either. She looks like she's looking at the short rail.
Did the give it away?
I think for me it did. I don't know about you. And we're used to seeing Allison in her career playing some unbelievable lock-up safeties and really, really locking that cue ball against another ball. But here, look at Jeanette's going to try to masse it around there, Dawn.
Yeah, this is the only chance she has. Oh,
great shot of luck. And gets rewarded a little bit, I think. Well, depends where the 7 is.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think she can see the 1. I think she can see all of the 1.
Fabulous shot there by Jeanette, though.
It was. It was a great hit.
And a good shot there with the bridge.
Excellent. There was the benefit of having the 1 next to the 2. She didn't have to do much with the cue ball to get another shot.
Talked about what a great year Allison Fisher had last year in 2002. And Dawn, what's always interested me about great champions in any sport is how they respond to the various things that happen during their career. If you see a great player, especially in an individual sport, because there's nobody else to depend on. But here comes Karen Corr. Allison's the #1 player in the world, dominating. Here comes Karen Corr, who starts playing some incredible 9 ball, takes a bunch of the titles, and in 2001 wins every Classic Tour stop and bumps Allison out of the #1 position. So what does Allison do? In 2002, she comes back and wins 3 tour events and the Tournament Champions and the Asian title, Player of the Year honors, and just short of getting the #1 ranking back.
Right.
So with this victory, she would move into the #1 position again from Karen Corr, which is amazing. I'm interested to see here, just in this match, how she responds to what Jeanette's doing. It's kind of a benchmark of great players that they respond to challenge. Whether Jeanette gives her that chance.
Right, and to know that, and I'm sure she's aware that the #1 ranking is riding on this match. But to know that and come out and look so strong. Oh, no doubt.
Used
Never
all
a
of
doubt. To know that and to come out here and look as comfortable at the table. Actually, she looks more comfortable now than she did a year ago when she wasn't, you know, contending for that #1 spot.
Well, we've had discussions over the last couple of years about the #1 position, and Allison has always said that it's once you get it, it's not, I mean, it's difficult to attain, but the fight to get to be #1 is not as difficult as holding on to it, because once you have it, everybody wants it. Everybody is coming after you all the time.
Right.
And so now she's on that trail. This is what she had to do here. After a really, really good safety, Allison Fisher says, okay, it's the finals. Let's play. Jeanette Lee has the break. We're tied in Tunica.
Welcome to the all-new Samstown Tunica. Samstown Tunica, your first choice for entertainment, dining, and gaming excitement.
Minutes, hours, days, who cares? Do things on your time.
Panasonic presents the next generation of DVD recorders. All your favorite programming, all your most precious memories, all recorded on a format that's both durable and shareable.
Networks may have schedules. I don't.
Enjoy features like chasing playback, which lets you play your program back from the beginning while recording to the end. Watch what you want, when you want.
Flexibility rules.
Panasonic. Ideas for life.
More clear. Less bling. The top 8 teams in college baseball head to Omaha for a shot at the national championship. The 2003 College World Series, June 13th through 23rd on ESPN and ESPN2.
Live, unscripted, intense, the NBA Finals. Tim Duncan, 2-time MVP, versus Jason Kidd, franchise savior. Next, Spurs, Game 1, Wednesday night at 8 Eastern on ABC and SportsCenter after the game. We got hoops.
Are you in on it? Go to the new cheaptickets.com with new fare search technology for lower prices than ever. Or call now for new travel deals on cars, cruises, condos, and vacation packages. Why just save on airfares? Introducing new low hotel prices. Now save up to 70%. Cheap Tickets, the best kept secret in travel.
Listen, I wasn't the best kid in school. Get out of here, go to detention. Once I started doing the music, then it made everything else interesting. Then I found English a little more, and I found math a little more interesting. This is what it's about right here, a room full of instruments. Oh, no. Someone has sent Wyclef up. I can't play a broken trombone, broken accordion, but we want instruments that work. How do we fix it? Save the music.
Join Blue from American Express. Log on to find out how you can help.
That's the spot right there.
You're looking at 2 of the great official products of the WPBA Classic Tour, both of them brought to us courtesy of Brunswick Billiards, the Big Break Rack, and voila, beautiful Centennial Balls. Jeanette Lee, now living in Indianapolis, Indiana, originally from New York, where she took up the game with a passion. When she started playing at 18 years of age, she would play for 16 to 20 hours a day. You want to talk about getting into something. Jeanette Lee was definitely into playing 9-ball. It was paid off. One of the truly recognizable players in the world. And look at that break.
Is she leaving any balls on the table?
Wow.
4 balls on the break. 4.
Let's look
Count
at this
them.
again.
Watch. 1,
Man.
2, 3, 4. Almost 5.
Incredible.
The 2 is open. It's not the easiest shot on the table. I'm sure she'd rather skip the 2 and go right to the 3 right now.
Could she do that? I don't think so.
She could, but she wouldn't be staying at the table. Oh, man, sweet.
This is great, though. I love watching the response by both of them.
He's got to probably draw straight back all the way back because the 4, I believe, is going to have to go in that side pocket. Yep, a little too much drawage. That's okay. She's long, she's on the rail.
You saw the whole thought process there, looking around,
Take it.
going, whoops, oh boy, look, I'm back here. Okay, well, nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to make it.
Yep, just make it and go on. Move it on.
Oh,
no.
my gosh. Get lucky.
And I don't think she did.
Nope.
Nope, she didn't. She didn't hit that one too well. Whenever you shoot that shot, you actually want to, if you're going to miss it anywhere, overcut it, because it'll still go if you hit it with the right speed. But when you undercut it, you don't have a chance.
Boy, oh boy, tied at 5 after a phenomenal break and a great shot on the 2. Jeanette Lee, it's a little too much speed, and then a tough shot down table, gives it back to Allison Fisher. This is to get on the hill and have the break in rack number 12. There it is. Wow, big time. All right, not over yet, though. We have seen things turn around any number of times so far. Allison Fisher with the break for the match.
He needs 1 game.
Q-Tech state-of-the-art power-bonded cues have won more WPA-sanctioned world championships than any other brand of cue. Discover why world champion superstars like Allison Fisher and Earl Strickland play exclusively with Q-Tech cues. Only Q-Tech power bonds fiberglass and graphite to a solid hardwood core to decrease deflection, add power, and prevent warping. And Q-Tech offers you patented improvements like 20-inch Pro Taper SST shafts and True Glide finish. Improve your game with 21st century technology at prices you can afford. Q-Tech, imitated but never duplicated.
Nothing gets your day going like the invigorating scent of Zest Energy Rush. But it will wake you up, so please, be considerate. Start with Zest. Get refreshed.
Isn't it time someone gave the classic Caesar salad a good kick? With spicy pieces of grilled chicken filet, seasoned corn and black beans, and a Southwest Caesar dressing. Introducing Wendy's new Southwest Chicken Caesar. It's the kick Caesar's been missing.
It's the bottom of the ninth, 4-3. 2 on, 2 out with the entire season in the balance. There's no reason to hold anything back now. It all comes down to this.
Just hang in there.
Games don't come any bigger, and this one is going right down to the wire. The pitch. He got a hold of it. It's gone!
The Hyundai Sonata with America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. When you don't miss a thing, you win.
ESPN HD. Call your cable operator or satellite provider today.
The Spanish Armada has made its annual invasion of Roland Garros. Juan Carlos Ferrero leads the charge, while Tommy Robredo takes on defending champ Albert Costa. The French Open, 8 a.m. on ESPN2 and noon on ESPN tomorrow.
The Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic is brought to you by Samstown Hotel and Casino, your first choice for entertainment, dining, and gaming excitement. By Brunswick Billiards, since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship preferred by experts around the world. And by the WPBA. Enter the world of women's professional pool. Visit WPBA.com. Some very, very interested spectators. On the right, Julie Kelly, former world champion, and there in the middle, Karen Corr, the #1 ranked player in the world for the moment. Because if Allison Fisher should break and run out in this rack, Karen Corr, for the first time in a number of months, will become the #2 ranked player in the world in a seesaw battle with Allison Fisher for dominance at the moment, because this is not over. Jeanette Lee still very much in it. But Allison, you would say, has the upper hand here. Let's see what she does with it.
She didn't give a lot of power to that break because the number one thing was to keep control of the cue ball, not to scratch on that break. And she did it. So the 1 is here, but the 7 is in the way. When you're 1 game difference with your opponent for the championship and the number 1 spot, how much pressure do you think she's got on her shoulders?
I mean, the thing is also that if she does make this combination, then she can get out. I mean, if she can leave herself position on the 1, shape to get down for the 2, she's got a good chance of trying to get out from here. But if she does not make it, obviously Jeanette would get back to the table. So this has everything you want in a pressure shot right here.
Think Tiger Woods has this much pressure ever?
Ooh.
How'd she handle that one?
It's pretty good.
It's a good angle now to get down. Here's the 1. The cue ball's going to come down this way. Here's the 2. The 3 is here, but I see a little bit of a problem going from the 4 to the 5 because the 6 is blocking the pocket. Now I'll be interested to see how she plays this 2 ball. She'll have to spin around and come out for the 3. Maybe around this way, play the 3 in this corner over here. Or she can use inside English and come up 1 rail. Just depends on what she's comfortable with. Great shots. Okay, now here's the tricky part. Somehow, what she'd love to do is to get down here, unless the 5 squeezes by the 6. And if that's the case, then just come up here, play the 4 in the side, roll it up a little, get dead straight on the 5, sneak by the 6.
And then you'd be in shape on the 6.
Yes, and then it's no problem.
All right, we're going to find out. I mean, this is delicate here. Plenty of room, but she has to let that stroke out a little bit.
Oh, bad situation.
Did not want that to happen.
No, very bad situation. It's called we call it a tweener. And it's because to play it in the side, really tough. You've got to bring the cue ball. It's going to be flying around the table. You can't play it in the corner because it's an automatic scratch. So I think she's just going to have to play it. Well, I don't know. Nope. I don't even think she can play it in the side. Oh, nicely done.
Well, when you can't play it too...
Oh,
no.
No. Oh. Wow. Well, she put it there.
It's almost like she played a great safety and made the shot. Should she be rewarded for that?
She should be. She's not going to be.
Oh, boy.
It's okay, though. I think she could skim the 5 ball. That's really close. Really close.
Unbelievable.
She can bring the cue ball back down here behind the 9 and just leave the 5 there on the rail. Okay, that 5 probably doesn't go by the 6. Otherwise, she wouldn't have left this shot for Jeanette.
Crowd wants Jeanette to make it. They wanted Hill. I'll tell you what. And in a way, they deserve it. Both players have played so well. It's the finals.
She gonna bank it in?
She's probably gonna. Yeah.
Is she gonna bank it in? She's gonna try.
Now she just wants to leave it as tough for Allison as she can, and that is not. I'm not saying this is not a tough shot, because with 3 balls left on the table for the title, they're all big.
But you know what? If that 5 didn't go by the 6, maybe this was all a plan for Mel.
She had nothing yet. It's brilliant. All right. Pretty clear what Allison has to do here.
Yeah.
That's the one right there that gets you.
Now, staying steady. Just probably play the 9 in the side. Don't move the cue ball that much. Just pop it off the rail a little bit. Try to get dead straight for the 9 in the side instead of drawing it up the table, because now you're moving the cue ball a lot.
nobody better at closing matches out than this woman over the last number of years here on tour. And we'll see where she goes with the 9 here.
Well, it's either one, whatever she's comfortable
Right.
with, up the corner or in the side.
And either way, this is for all the marbles here. And she's smiling because she's got to make a decision. But I'm telling you, no one does it better than Allison Fisher right now. Let's see what she does here.
Yes!
Dead center. And she knew it halfway down the table.
2003, Allison Fisher.
Man. I was talking before about answering a challenge. After Jeanette Lee got 3 racks in a row to go ahead by a rack, how did Allison answer? 3 racks in a row to win. She is the champion here in Tunica, Mississippi.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to join you in a great round of applause for Jeanette Lee.
Now it's time for our super shot of the match, brought to you by Brunswick Billiards. This is rack number 12 on the hill. Allison Fisher, after making the 8 on the break, this is what she was faced with. Do I take this combination, stay at the table? You bet I do. That's how you win on the WPBA Classic Tour. A great shot. It is our super shot of the match by Allison Fisher.
Runner-up in the 2003 Brunswick Delta Classic, if you would.
And here with the trophy presentation, Tournament Director Steve Tipton. There you see Jeanette Lee being congratulated by Conley Ferguson and John Phillip from Samstown Hotel and Casino. The trophy to runner-up Jeanette Lee. A fabulous tournament for her. Very impressive start to the 2003 season.
My pleasure to introduce again.
And here we go. We've said this how many times before. The champion for the Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic, Allison Fisher, undefeated after a Player of the Year in 2002. Starts off 2003 with the title and reclaiming the #1 ranking in the world. A very happy Allison Fisher. A great event here in Tunica, Mississippi at Samstown Hotel and Casino. Brunswick Billiards Delta Classic. We're glad you've been with us to watch it all. For Don Hopkins, I'm Mitch Lawrence. Of course, we'll see you soon. Accommodations provided by the exciting Samstown Hotel and Casino in Tunica, Mississippi. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.